Good morning. Today is Monday, October 6th, and I am meteorologist Brian Wolf, going to break down what you can expect today in the way of weather. Specifically, how much rain are we going to see, and when are we going to see the rain? So, to start answering that question, we can go to the live radar. So, this is at 8 a.m., and as you can see, off to the north and to the west, we've got these showers. That's associated with the cold front that's going to be ushering in colder air into the area. That will be moving off to the southeast over the next 36 hours. What we're concerned with this morning is this area of showers. That moisture is really surging north out of the Gulf. And as you can see, scattered showers are already starting to form across the area. So we have a 20% chance of showers this morning. And then that southerly wind at 4 to 8 miles per hour is what's really going to help that moisture go from south to north and into our area. By this afternoon, high temperature is going to be much cooler than originally expected in the low 70s. We increase that chance of showers up to 35%. And then we actually get to see this evening where we are now up to a 65% chance of showers, where it starts to get more organized pockets of precipitation. Now, as we are looking towards the next 7 days, showers today, showers and thunderstorms tomorrow, a little more in the earlier part of tomorrow. But then, here's what we've all been waiting on. You can see Wednesday through Saturday, back to complete sunshine. However, 68, 66, 70, 72, these are more fall-like temperatures. And even so much so that we're monitoring the low temperature Friday morning for the possibility of the upper 30s. So we'll kind of check into that as we go along. But for more information now on how much precipitation we can see, we've really been watching a couple of different models, right? The GFS model, we've been monitoring the European model, and we've been monitoring the high resolution model. So as of yesterday in our deep dive, we saw where the GFS and the European model were favoring a heavier rain band along and south of the I-64 corridor along the Ohio River, whereas the high resolution model had a wider area of precipitation. So a meteorologist's role is to actually look at all these model outputs, compare to the upper level maps and the surface maps, and make a determination of what model you actually are agreeing with. So first, let's look at the GFS QPF output. Again, that's the quantitative precipitation forecast. If we go out to tomorrow at around 10 p.m., I want to point out, you can see here this area from Evansville, Louisville, pretty much Ohio River and south, you're expecting between 1 and 2 inches of rain. Pockets of, only a quarter of an inch across some of our northern counties, Du Bois, Martin, Lawrence, Orange, Washington. That's what the GFS says. So now we actually want to go over, we want to see the European model, see what that goes with. So the European model here, if we actually run this out to around 10 p.m. tomorrow, same thing. Evansville to Louisville, so pretty much Ohio River and south, you're looking at least an inch of rain. The European model difference that I'm noticing is that there's actual pockets in south central Indiana that's saying an inch of rain, whereas there's some areas that's only a quarter of an inch of rain. And whenever that happens, you just go with this isolated chance. There's isolated pockets of the possibility of, more than a quarter of an inch of rain. Now, since we are within 36 hours of this all arriving in our area, this is when I would normally put a little bit more stock into a high resolution model. So on this high resolution model, if we actually run this QPF out and see if it's more spread out, this is through 8 p.m. today, so only a couple of pockets of precipitation that's really adding up. But then, as you can see, as we go throughout tomorrow morning, that's when we start to get more precipitation here to the south. Interestingly enough, this model is picking up on quite a bit of precipitation in the Bloomington area throughout the overnight period of time tonight into Tuesday morning. But if we run it out to tomorrow afternoon, you can see pretty widespread 1 inch across the area. Heavier to the south, heavier to the north. If you live in the Du Bois, Orange, Lawrence, Scott, Washington County areas, you could see anywhere between 3/4 of an inch and an inch of precipitation. So it will be on me at this point to study the rest of the day on what I think is going to end up happening. I'll be honest, right now I'm favoring the GFS and the Euro in terms of heavier precipitation along and south of I-64 and really that Ohio River area. And then some isolated pockets of, upwards of 3/4 of an inch of rain across south central Indiana. But when we talk about isolated pockets of precipitation, we also are talking about some areas that may only see 1/4 of an inch. So that's kind of what we have as of now. Be sure to tune in tonight for kind of an updated forecast since we have precipitation on the radar. Otherwise, I hope you enjoy your day.